Hello, I'm back. Let's take to vesparia. We're here.
And here we are. Welcome to Mount Temza.
Yep.
These are human footprints, right? There sure are a lot of them.
Could it be the hunting blades?
Well, we better go then.
That, or it might be the knights.
But why would the knights be here?
In lots of
Flynn
reasons.
was looking for Apatheia too. If that's what the hunting blades are doing here, then the knights could be here for the same reason.
Why is everyone scrambling to get their hands on Apatheia all of a sudden?
It was so pretty, all sparkly and glittery. I'm sure it's incredibly valuable.
We never had the chance to get an explanation from the Dawn.
No, we didn't.
If Judy will clue us in on what she knows, things might clear up.
Judy, I wonder if she'll tell us.
It's like my phone.
I don't know. It's up to her whether she'll talk or not. Of course, if she decides not to.
Yuri?
Stick with fire.
Hey, you guys, come look at this! This is crazy!
What? Oh, wow.
What the heck is this? The mountain's been flattened.
Huh.
What could have happened?
Is there really supposed to be a town here?
Well, it was here 10 years ago. That I'm sure of. But I can't vouch for what's happened since then.
10 years? That's quite a ways back. What were you doing way out here?
Yeah, Raven.
Well...
That voice. Is that you, freak?
Here's hoping everything's all right.
Let's hurry.
Oh, man.
It's even worse from up close.
I've never seen a hole this big before.
There's no way this could have happened naturally. It looks like something exploded here.
An explosion! Are there monsters that can do something like this?
They were. But those monsters were all wiped out.
But there are monsters here,
What do
though.
you mean, wiped out?
What you see here, this was a battleground in the Great War.
What? Really?
So that means humans and Entelekea fought here.
Sheesh.
The humans were victorious, but there were scarcely any survivors. The facts behind the war are shrouded in darkness. Not even the official government histories give many details about what happened. So the Entelekea did this to the mountains. Terrible power.
A great war. 10 years ago.
That must have been when you were a baby, Patty.
But this is the first time I've heard that a battle took place here.
The Empire's kept a pretty tight hold on information about it. They've got a lot of secrets. You should know that.
You're doing well, 11.
it was strange that monsters would wage war against humans, but...
What they didn't want us to know was that those monsters were actually Intelekea.
You sure know a lot about this stuff, Raven.
You come across a lot if you live long enough, kiddies.
Okay, enough history lessons. We came here so we could look for Judy.
The monster's voice we heard just now. What if they've already got Judith cornered?
Then that's where we gotta go.
Judy's really strong. There's no way she'll go down
It's
easily.
not just stand here talking, guys.
Of course not. Besides, I've got to give that dragon freak a beat down. I can't let a monster beat me to the punch.
We're not gonna let you do that.
Let's hurry.
Yeesh. Oh, Rita.
Hold still. I'll make this quick.
It's a pretty funny fight. Soon, that actually lets you go to the menu. If you go to the menu, like change costumes, characters, or whatever during a fight coming up, they completely lose all their cell shading. I'm serious, obviously. They lose all their cell shading. Goodness.
Remember to keep a sharp eye out.
Woohoo!
I will use this power finish.
Man. I feel almost kind of bad that the recording process is nearly done. But it's okay. Just means all I have to do is editing. And yeah, this game will have a review. Like the other games have had. It might be the final episode that has a review. And that's okay. We typically have a review anyway. I know I'm not jumping up and down, being all giddy. But I am enjoying it. And I do love this game very much. I can already tell you that. It's been nice seeing Vesparia again. I do kind of miss it being blind, but not much I can do about that now.
That's over.
Blind LPs are just kind of tough to do for me anyway. It's nothing to do with the game's difficulty. I mean, I kind of tried to do somewhat of a blind LP of the DLC for Rise.
Hold still. I'll make this quick.
Well, I mean, as blind as I possibly could. Since it's only a one-way recording, playing the game itself, I would either just purposely forget what I saw or not look at the screen during any cutscenes. That's what I did for Rise. And where I'm volume so low, I can't hear it anyway. So I play at a low volume where you couldn't hear the game anyway, so... Well, I couldn't. You can. And you know, the gameplay wasn't completely behind, I guess. I did try to just not watch any of the cutscenes in the DLC for Arise. So at least that would be kind of blind. That's how I did it with that. Because believe it or not, I went into DLC for Arise and wanting to love Arise. I went with a positive mindset, refreshed, positive outlook. I just finished up some games that I really adore, which were Final Fantasy X and Tales of Symphonia, which are two games I love, so I was in a very good mood. I went to DLC or Rise.
That's over.
Oh.
Yuri, what's the matter?
Oh.
I was just thinking about what Judy said.
You were?
Powell saved me during the war. I just realized that maybe she was talking about the Great War when she said that.
So maybe she fought against the Empire with that dragon freak during the Great War?
It'd be kinda sad if Judy was an enemy of mankind.
Maybe Raven can tell us. You fought in the Great War, didn't you, old man?
Huh? Why?
I think only someone who was on the scene would know so much about the war.
Really? But there weren't supposed to be very many survivors, right?
Very true. I thought I was gonna die back then, too. Ah, if only I died then. Things would have been so much easier, too.
If only you died. What a weird thing to say.
So, did you ever see Judith during the war?
No, not a chance. I may be a player, but 10-year-old girls are definitely off limits for me.
Dude! We weren't even asking that.
Oh, jeez.
Then it sounds like Judy didn't participate in the war.
Right. I mean, if it was 10 years ago, she'd be 9. That's even younger than me.
Feel like I never saw Baul either. Think he ran away from the battle?
So it was really the Antilochea who fought in the battle?
Yes, I guess so. Though at the time, we thought they were only a really terrible breed of monsters.
But wow, you were really in the war, huh, Raven? That's so cool. I thought only Imperial Knights fought in the war.
Think about that statement.
Maybe I'll tell you more about it when you're older.
This enemy doesn't look so nice. We must be cautious. Holy power, come to me! Smile of wavering darkness! Holy power, come to me!
Who's next? That's over.
I really like this Battle Thief. It's really nice. I actually have it on my music player. Such nice tunes.
This one's pretty tough.
We must be cautious.
Crushing it!
Estelle's actually a really good healer, I have to say.
Come to me. This is the end for you.
We're cutting things close here.
We'll be okay.
This is a Critian city?
Doesn't look like it.
More like the remains of one.
There might be some treasure around here.
What do you think Judith would come here for?
Suppose it wouldn't make much sense to say she was feeling homesick.
The hunting blades!
Judith!
Oh. Hey, girl.
You.
Damn you! Go inform Tyson and Nan.
Hey! Nobody lays a hand on one of our own. If she's broken our laws, we'll settle this amongst ourselves.
Yeah. You guys can shove it.
Now get out of here.
We're only trying to follow a monster we're hunting.
You guys are annoying.
This doesn't involve you.
Well, it does now.
Okay, this is getting us nowhere. Let me at him!
You're right. It's just a waste of time trying to talk sense to people like this.
Anyone who interrupts our conversation is gonna be taking a long nap.
Leave. Now. But do you really want to do this?
Judith! You followed me here.
Yeah.
Hey.
We're here to settle things for the sake of the guild.
Judith, tell us everything you know.
Why you destroyed the Blastia. About the Apatheia and the Entelikeia. Their relationship to Pharaoh. All of it.
And even though you're one of us, your answers will decide your fate.
Punish the unjust, was it? Honestly, I don't know if that's really a good thing or not. You've already come this far. I suppose there's no going back now. Come.
Yuri, what did you mean about Judy's fate?
If there's one thing that Dawn's last moments taught me, it's that I've been too soft. If a part is infected, you cut it off before it infects the whole. Even if it's a comrade, an entelekea, or a friend.
You mean even if it's Flynn or Pharaoh?
Yeah. It's the path I've chosen for myself.
Oh, man.
So, you are aware that this place was the ground on which the Great War was fought?
Yeah, we heard from the old man here.
The Great War was sparked by a type of blastia.
What?
This was not a blastia that had been excavated. It had been constructed in the city of Temza using a new type of technology, the Hermes Blastia.
Hermes Blastia?
I've never heard of it.
And if you say it was newly built,
I didn't think you could make a new Blastia.
The Hermes models were even more effective at converting air into energy. They were intended to revolutionize the technology of Blastia.
But something went wrong.
The Blastia using these Hermes-type formulas required massive quantities of air. The air krena began producing abnormal amounts of air in order to compensate.
that would mean the end. Not just of humanity, but all life on this planet.
Sheesh.
Just like we saw at Cave Mach and the Wiesen of Kados. Wouldn't like to see that happen everywhere.
The Intelakea realized the dangers of the Hermes Blastia before the humans. And they moved to destroy them.
Which created a conflict that grew until it eventually became the Great War.
So then the Intelakea fought against the humans to help the planet?
But why didn't they tell the humans how dangerous those Blastia were?
Neither side probably cared much if the other brought itself to ruin. There's never been any love lost between humans and Intelakea. Probably didn't talk much.
Or maybe there was another reason. But what does any of this have to do with you, Judy?
Temza fell to the flames of war, and the technology of the Hermes Blastia was believed lost.
Wait, you mean there are still Hermes models in operation?
Yes, at Rago's mansion, Amit Hill, Gosferost, not to mention.
The Ceres Blastia on the Fiertia.
That new Ceres Blastia must have been a Hermes Blastia. So then you've been destroying the Blastia in place of the Intelakea.
You could have mentioned that. Why didn't you say something? Were you gonna save the world all on your own? Are you stupid?
What was that?
Bo.
Oh dear.
Man!
It looks like we found our mark.
You will not pass.
You're a
You
person,
shall
aren't you? How
not
can you defend a
pass.
monster?
Didn't you get the news? I said nobody lays a hand on one of our own.
We won't allow that. Not even from you, Nan.
Jeez, it's so loud.
We were having a conversation over here. Butt out.
I can't believe these guys. Such scallywags.
Definitely.
I don't usually like to get my clothes dirty, but
Shut up, Raven.
Everyone. Have the hunting blades added people to their list of targets?
Nobody who associates with monsters can rightly call themselves a person.
Carol, have you forgotten the credo of the hunting blades? Step aside. Monsters are evil, and the hunting blades pursue that evil. But the Antilochaea aren't evil. They were fighting to save the world.
Don't let them fool you with that credo nonsense. They're on a job. They're here for the Apatheia.
You guys stop talking. It's getting irritating.
It seems you won't listen to reason. If you have no intention of moving,
You leave us no choice.
Stop talking. Golly. Finally. Oh, that's irritating. I'll show you right now. See, look. The cell shading's going. It's kind of funny. The cell shading. You change your costume and all. Yep, she's finally joined us again. But come on. You would expect that she would. You really think she'll be gone? Oh, man. There are certainly issues with the definitive edition, honestly. Yeah, the definitive edition's not perfect.
monsters should be killed.
That's the rule of the hunting blades. I don't care what you think of monsters. I will protect Barul, even if it costs me my life.
It's pretty stupid to think anything out of the ordinary is automatically evil.
Hating monsters is punishable by death.
You're worse than monsters. They just got instinct. You got brains. So what's your excuse?
Shut up. We hunting blades will not back down.
So I guess we just gotta fight this out.
Jeez, they have barely any brain cells. Hunting blades barely have any brain cells, I swear. I remember when they were so annoying. The Wild's perfectly fine of kicking their asses and calls in. Because they're annoying. Oh dear, Stell. You were too late, girl. Don't do that. I like this music, honestly. It's very nice. I wonder if these guys have anyone should design you. Saggy. I mean, that guy's nuts. Hey!
We're not done yet.
Oh, now you've gone and done it.
We're not gonna lose. I can tell you that. But these guys can be a little annoying if you're not careful. Jokes aside. Like the big guy. He can one-shot people. With his mystic art. And even normal, he can literally one-shot people. He has a famous strike as well.
I'll fight anybody who lays a hand on my people. I'm not done yet.
I will use this power for just that's the logical outcome.
Nan, I'm sorry.
Alright! Saves are always fun. If you don't save, what's wrong with you? I get it.
Happening?
Baul is trying to evolve as an Intelakea.
Really?
It looks like he's suffering.
Oh.
Baul, come on!
You can do it!
Dun 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 dun.
No!
I want to heal your wounds, but there's nothing I can do. My power is poison to you, isn't it?
Healing wounds isn't your power, Estelle.
What do you mean? Don't you remember Bellius's words?
Power corrupts, but you never lose that kindness, the compassion you so readily show to others.
My compassion for others.
Estelle's a nice girl.
Your thoughts are reaching Baul. I'm sure of it.
All we can do now is hope for the best.
Maybe if Raven leaves, maybe it'll help.
Well now.
Yay!
Amazing.
I knew you could do it.
Your partner seems like he's gonna be just fine.
Yes. Thank you all for helping to protect him.
Don't mention him.
This is something I couldn't have done alone.
You're one of us. Of course we'd help.
Yeah. Right, Rita?
That's right.
Didn't I tell you? You got through to him. You make it through to Pharaoh as well. Will you be going to meet him?
That's up to Estelle to decide.
Where's Estelle? Well,
I'll go. It's been the purpose of my journey after all.
yeah.
Are you sure? What if you end up getting killed?
Even still, I've got to stand firm on this.
It won't be too long before the hunting blades send reinforcements.
You better go.
How about a change in scenery before they show up and spoil the party?
There's only one path down from here, though. We're bound to run into them.
The skies are wide open above us.
Yeah.
Have you lost your mind?
We fly.
Get on. We'll fly as far as the Fiertia. We can finish talking once we arrive.
Yeah. My gosh. I don't know if it's obvious. I'm trying not to give too much of what I think of the game. Well, on occasion. Like, I still don't like how the vigilante thing was kind of shoved under the rug. Still not really a fan of that. But I do remember not liking the third act much. But we'll see. Maybe that'll change.
Judy!
I'm fine with that.
She's sleeping.
Oh.
She must be exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, she just keeled over. Wasn't expecting that.
I bet she watched over Baul the entire time he was evolving. She probably didn't get much sleep. She probably had no idea when the hunting blades would attack either.
She was putting up a brave front, but she must have been near the end of her rope.
Good thing we came. Sheesh.
She's just dumb. She doesn't know how to express what she's feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm really glad we're able to help Judy out.
So am I.
We can finish talking with her tomorrow. We should let her sleep now. In fact, I wouldn't mind a little shut-eye myself.
Oh, Yuri.
Sorry to interrupt while you were thinking.
Ever since I took Belius's life without meaning to, I've wanted to know what it means to be the child of the full moon, so the same thing doesn't happen again. I've always thought that it was my duty to know. But after what happened to Belius...
That's how everyone is. They do something, they learn. They do something else, they learn more.
Yeah.
You too, Yuri?
Yeah?
Maybe if I had known everything ahead of time, I wouldn't have made any mistakes.
You're psychic.
There's only one thing I can say for sure.
What's that?
Maybe you wouldn't have made any mistakes, but it sure would have been boring.
Yeah.
I really wonder.
So does an old man past his prime fit into the picture at all?
No. Stop trying to be as cool as Jade. Rosellos. You're not. You're nowhere near their level.
What are you whining about, old man? Why are you past your prime?
Oh, Miss Jade. He'd be like, my.
What Judith was talking about before.
Yeah, that's something
Hermes
funny.
Blastia, was it? Blastia created with techniques that should have been lost in the war are still active.
$10 years. At least it's 4,000.
Do you know what this means?
I guess someone who survived the war brought either Blastia or those techniques back with them.
If that person was still using the Blastia, even though he knew it was harmful to the Earth?
Are you?
Someone like that would have to be quite the villain indeed.
Oh man, don't tell me you...
Are you, Raven?
Hey now, yours truly was nothing but an innocent youth on the straight and narrow back then. I wouldn't do something like that even on my worst day.
Sure, you also wouldn't be a pervert either.
I was just trying to trick you into giving yourself away.
Yeah.
Slippery one.
Damn it. We're just close to throwing him overboard.
Son of a... When are you gonna learn some respect for your elders?
Just go start the motherboard. Damn it. Oh, I know the pain, Yuri. I know the pain.
Don't fall overboard.
Oh, I'll be careful. Yuri, the world sure is big.
Yeah. Even though we're flying this high in the air, we still can't see everything.
If the world's this big, I guess it makes sense that there'd be so many things we don't know. It might not make that much of a difference whether I get my memories back or not.
Are you saying you'd be okay with not getting them back?
I'm saying that I'm not the only one who feels restless and anxious not knowing the truth. Everyone's worried about something, even you and Estelle.
You think so?
Isn't that why everyone's here? Isn't that why Judy came back?
And is that why you're here too?
I don't want to be alone.
You know, you're being pretty honest today.
Yes, she
I'm
is.
always honest.
You sure?
Really? Well, maybe you are.
I've known other kid characters in this series who have ended up doing something really idiotic. Trust me. Just trust me. There are plenty of kid characters in this series who are dumb.
Are you thinking about Judy?
Yeah. I'm wondering what we should do about her.
It's true that she broke the guild's laws and betrayed us.
Judith is Judith. What about?
I always thought that a guild's strict adherence to its own laws was what kept it together. That there could be no exceptions, no lenience for those who would break the laws.
But you would make lenience.
But
She did what she did to save the world. Judy is destroying Blastia because she knows it's the right thing to do, even if it makes people hate her.
Yep,
Yeah, she's kind of like Sheena in that regard.
Judith didn't break our laws in order to do something bad. I know this now. I'm gonna talk with her about it and give it some more thought. I'll figure this out eventually.
Alright, kid. You do that.
Oh yeah?
Maybe if I become a little more decisive, Nan will listen to me too.
You really want that girl's attention. Oh, dear.
Is that the core from the Ceres Blastia that Judy destroyed?
Yes, it's definitely cut with a different formula than the usual core. It looks like what she said was true.
That's nice, isn't it?
She said she wasn't too good at lying after all.
To discover that the new technique you created was bad for the world after what must have been years of research. I can't imagine how the person who created the Hermes technique must have felt.
Well, what if it had been you?
Oof, that would...
If I found out that it hurt the Earth, I would have to do something about it. But I wouldn't destroy the Blastia like that.
What the?
Nothing.
What? Why does somebody get so serious do that? Like, it's nothing. Oh.
Things weren't so complicated.
I love the series, but it has issues.
I could have just blasted her into oblivion and been done with it.
Sure you could, Rita. Sure.
Morning, Yuri.
Morning.
It's a beautiful morning, but even as we stand here, the air is out of balance. And our world may already be dying.
Do we better go?
That's right.
Judy!
Well, look who's feeling better.
In the past, these slight fluctuations of the air have not negatively affected our world. There have always been beings who maintain the balance by sensing changes in the airflow. Beings like Pharaoh and Baul, the Entelekea.
So the Entelekea were responsible for keeping the air balanced.
For ages, the Entelekea have regulated the air. But the recent increase has been greater than they could control.
Which is being caused by the Hermes Blastia.
Better figure something out.
And which is also why you were going around taking down as many of them as you could.
Yes, that was my mission. The path I walk with Baul, to whom I owe my life.
The path you walk.
Now some would even hunt the Entelekea for Apatheia. This has made the mission of the Entelekea even more difficult.
Why is everybody so crazy about these Apatheia anyway?
Yeah,
I'm afraid I don't have an answer. The air an Entelekea absorbs becomes condensed within its body over time. When its life is at an end, that condensed air forms a crystal, an Apatheia. That's all I know. I imagine Pharaoh could shed more light on the subject, though.
we should go talk to Pharaoh then.
So Apatheia are crystals of concentrated air. If that's true, and the energy could be extracted from the Apatheia,
What airheads?
it would be a source of overwhelming power, I'm sure.
Could we really do that?
I don't know.
But if that's possible, there must be tons of guys who want those things.
I bet somebody wants to use these things for the wrong reasons.
Why didn't you just tell us all this from the beginning?
Yeah, wow.
Seriously, we could have avoided all this trouble if you just talked to us. Am I wrong?
Even if you had known, there are things not even you could have prevented.
What do you mean?
I showed up at Heliord because Baul had sensed a disturbance in the air. Where there was a disturbance, there was sure to be a Hermes Blastia. But what I found there was not a Blastia, it was a person. That had never happened before.
So it wasn't like you were looking for Estelle in particular back at Heliord.
Yet for some reason, Baul perceived Estelle as a disturbance in the air. I had to find out why. For the sake of the path I've chosen. It was at that time that Pharaoh first appeared. He seemed to have some idea who Estelle was. My mission was to destroy all the Hermes Blastia. However, Estelle was obviously not a Blastia. I needed to make absolutely certain. I made a deal with Pharaoh, and he agreed to grant me some time.
You mean...
If it became apparent that her existence posed too great a threat, then
You were gonna kill her?
I would kill her.
Yep.
You what? Wait, Rita!
Settle down. Obviously, Judith reached a different conclusion.
All right, I get it.
Belius said you possess a heart of compassion. If you can communicate that to Pharaoh somehow... you may learn what you should do.
She shut sacks.
Hey, there's no real reason for you to fight Pharaoh anymore, right? I mean, we know the Hermes Blastia are what's causing the problem and everything. If we just make sure the Apatheia don't fall into the wrong hands...
I still want to meet Pharaoh. I want to hear what he has to tell me.
But...
Please try to understand. I have to know more about myself and take responsibility for who I am.
All right.
Sorry, Yuri. I don't think we can decide what to do about Judith right away.
I promise not to leave again until things have been settled, as you say.
Hopefully this will come down to fire. That'd be kind of sad.
I need to accept that responsibility myself.
Let's go and find Pharaoh. We'll finally be getting around to one of the first things we set out to do.
Yeah, let's go do that. Man.
We can work out the rest once this is finished.
There is a rocky crag in the center of the sands of Kogor. That is where Pharaoh lives. Baul can take us there.
Okay, let's go. This meeting's been a long time coming.
Oh man. And we finally get to fly. Oh goodness, thank goodness.
I can communicate with Baul, but there are still a few things you should know.
This math's better, but goodness. Still happy to have flying.
Like what?
Obviously, Baul's gonna be our kind of airship again.
Baul can only land on the ground in wide, open spaces.
Yep. Let's see Flint try to get us here.
So you won't be able to dismount on steep mountain ranges or in narrow canyons.
Can't he land on water?
It's not that kind of game, Carol. Not that kind of game.
Really? He looks like he'd be a good swimmer.
Yeah, he'd sink like a rock.
Huh. Who knew?
But that's why we have a ship, right?
Right. If you'd like to get down onto the ocean, let me know. Baul will set our ship down there for us.
Okay, but what should we do when we want to fly again?
Press R3
Use
button.
Baul's horn to call him to you.
She means the R3 button.
That's all there is to it?
Every Intellicaea has a special region in its brain. That can be used for communication with the special power Critians possess.
Huh. So we can get a hold of him by using that.
Right.
Imagine a Tales game where we actually play with some villains. I mean, legitimately the villains. Not like Berseria. Berseria, you weren't the lead. I mean, you were perceived as a villain by other people. But Velvet was not the villain. I mean, actually, you legitimately are the villain.
Should be. I wasn't able to see him when we came to the desert, but I think this is where we can meet him.
But I guess it's really hard to
I hope
do.
nothing bad will happen.
And could easily
What
suck.
if he suddenly attacks us?
So maybe not.
I can't make any guarantees.
Yeah,
I
never
don't think I'll have
mind.
a say in the matter.
That just means we need to do our best so nothing bad happens.
Carol, are you okay?
Just a Carol.
No, I'm not okay. I should go.
What?
Pharaoh sure did pick a bleak place to live in, don't you think?
They say this area used to be covered in lush greenery.
Why did it turn into this rocky desert?
I don't know that much.
Estelle, are you really going to meet him? Even though you could be killed?
Yes, I've already made peace with this decision.
Alright. That's what you really want.
Rita, you've been acting a little funny ever since hearing Judy's story on the ship. Do you have a problem with meeting Pharaoh?
I just think it'll be hard on her to hear what he has to say. But it's too late to turn back now. We've come this far after all.
Oh man, this place. This place was important for later as well. As what we're about to do in the plot.
Well, he doesn't seem to be here. Maybe he's off somewhere taking a nap.
Pharaoh, you are here, aren't you?
Insipid poison, you appear before me at last.
So you are here. Is that how you greet all your guests, Pharaoh? By calling them names?
Yeah, it's just plain rude.
For what reason have you come to me? Surely you are aware that I could end your existence with a mere thought.
You talk pretty big, don't you?
Here you were not fighting.
Well, if you really want to fight, I'd hate to disappoint you.
Yuri, no! Everyone, please wait!
Estelle!
Pharaoh, please hear what I have to say.
Does death hold no fear for you, little one? For you gaze now into the mouth of death itself.
I am afraid, but I'm even more afraid of dying without knowing who I really am. Velius told me I needed to meet you to learn about my destiny. I have to know just what that destiny is. I understand that I am a threat to the Entelikeia, but you said that I am a poison to this world. What is this power I have? Just who is the child of the full moon? If it is true that my existence cannot be tolerated, then it's okay if I have to die.
Still.
But I at least deserve to know why it is I have to die. Please tell me. I beg of you.
There was a time when this was a verdant land, sheltered by the blessing of an air crene.
So there was an air crane here.
But what happened? Why did it change?
What you see are the results of too much air and its aftermath. As to why the air ran rampant, the answer lies with the poison brought by the child of the full moon. The power of the child of the full moon stimulates the air crane more than any Blastia.
Huh?
Oh.
Blastia convert air into energy by way of a formula. So if Vestel can use her healing arts without the aid of any Blastia, she must possess a formula in her very being that lets her convert air into energy. Judith was searching for Blastia that used a particular kind of formula. So, this special formula Estelle has must also consume massive amounts of air, which causes the air crane to become more active and pump out more air than they should. I had hoped my hypothesis would have been wrong.
That's a bummer.
Then
It is as she has said. With each use of her power, the child of the full moon uses far more air than the Blastia. In so doing, the imbalance of air in this world is furthered. For the planet, such an existence can only be called a poison.
So you just wipe it out then? Little quick to judge, aren't you, Pharaoh?
This problem concerns the entire planet, and she is its cause. To do nothing would be unparalleled folly.
If the problem's with Estelle, then it's for us to solve.
That's right. We can't let anyone else handle it.
The gravity of this situation is beyond your grasp.
You don't honestly think that everything's gonna be all sunshine and rainbows if Estelle dies, do you?
It would at least eliminate one problem.
Pharaoh, at Heliord I stopped myself. And again at Dawngrest I stopped you. What I thought was a Blastia turned out to be a human. Before I realized it, I had lost my way. I never thought this child could be as great a danger as you had said.
And due to your confusion, I granted you the time necessary to see things as they are. As a result, my sister Belius is now lost to me. Enough. This power will bring only ruin.
Not sure I understand all this, but if her power's the problem, why can't she just not use it?
There can be no guarantee she will not try to use the power.
That's true. She does have trouble turning a blind eye to things happening around her. Someday she will surely use her power to help someone. However, as long as she keeps that spirit of compassion, she cannot only be seen as harmful. She is not like a Blastia. I know that you can feel the difference.
Compassion alone will not save this world.
Listen, Pharaoh, I get that you've thought all this through with everybody's best interest in mind. But why doesn't that world have a place for Estelle?
It is sometimes necessary to remove a part to save the whole.
I don't buy that for a second. What makes you so high and mighty that you're the one to decide who gets cut and who doesn't?
Yuri.
We have endured the anxiety of existence for far greater a span than you can conceive. Such words mean nothing from those who call this world home for but a fleeting moment.
Pharaoh, please, listen. The important thing is finding a way to stop the excessive air, correct? We still have time left to search for such a thing.
Judith.
And if the effects of Estelle's power reach their absolute limit, I will kill her as promised. You should have no complaint with this.
Hey, Judith, are you serious?
I'm sure brave Vesparia will come up with something before that happens, right?
What? Yeah, of course we will.
Well, score one for Judith. So that settles it. If we humans are to blame for Estelle's problem and bringing on the apocalypse, then it's up to us to make things right. If we give it all we've got and still blow it, you can slow roast us on a grill for all I care.
You have changed. If you were still as before.
Have I? That is nice to hear.
Very well. Be ever mindful, though, that time is fleeting.
Oh boy.
Wait! If the formulas are causing the excessive air, then there must have been times when this happened in the past.
mean, the Blastia were a product of an ancient civilization.
Yeah, when you think about it.
There exist those who have inherited the sins of the past. If any can speak of what occurred in the days of old, it is they.
He's gone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for everything, Yuri. Judith, you too.
No problem. But hey.
What?
It's okay if I have to die? What the hell was that?
I'm sorry.
I don't want to hear that again.
I'm sorry.
Yeesh, girl.
Man,
We're not sacrificing
I was really
you or
worried
making
there
you
for a
some
while.
martyr or something. We're not doing that.
We were pretty lucky that bruiser was in a mood for conversation. Poor Raven's heart can't handle that sort of stuff anymore.
You're pretty gutless for an old man.
Jeez, Patty, you've really got nerves of steel.
If he really wanted to kill Estelle, he'd have attacked us immediately.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I can't figure out.
I imagine Pharaoh was conflicted as well. He hid himself from us in the desert to see just what we were made of.
Huh. Maybe he wasn't as bad as we thought after all.
You might be right. I get the feeling he'd do whatever's necessary when push comes to shove.
That sounds like you.
Yes.
Maybe.
But what are we gonna do, Yuri? You heard what he said.
We're going to fix the problems the air's causing, and that's all.
That's easier said than done. We're pretty much at square one, you know.
Mm-hmm. And no one wants to be at square one.
There's no doubt that the formulas are related somehow to the air getting used up. We need to find out about the ancient Blastia, and if they went berserk or not. If we had that kind of information, it might give us a clue.
Ask those who have inherited the sins of the past about the days of old. Or at least that's what Pharaoh said.
The Kritia were the ones to invent the Blastia. In other words, we need to ask a Kritian who is still familiar with the old stories.
Yeah, the Kritia are often credited as the inventors of the Blastia.
There isn't much left of the Critian city of Temza, though.
It'd be a lot easier if there were more cities.
The hidden city of Miorzo.
Oh.
It is far older than Temza, and the birthplace of the Kritia.
Never it is.
The first Blastia also originated there.
Really? Wow. What do you know? You wouldn't happen to know where this Miorzo might be, would you, darling?
Don't call her darling.
I've heard that name somewhere. There was a Critian in Ospio. I'm sure they mentioned something about it.
There we go to Ospio. Don't we?
Do you think that person might still be there?
Well, there's no harm in checking it out.
And we will. Next time.
Are you coming with us?
See you around.
I should. We still have the issue of the guild to straighten out.
So, to Ospio then.